Good morning and rise. We're rising to the occasion, rising to the challenge, and rising to our potential. So that's what this group is all about. And this morning I wanted to talk to you about something that I read. Actually, a friend of mine sent me this article from I think it was Entrepreneur. No, it was Forbes, talking about the loneliness of entrepreneurship. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit this morning and just give you some tips for how to combat that. I don't know if anyone else deals with that. I know when I read the article, it resonated with me because as entrepreneurs, we're doing our businesses alone. And I know for me, I'm single, so I'm doing that alone as well. So there's a lot of things that we have to do alone. But the good news is that there's some ways that we can actually combat that. And so I want to talk about that this morning without really getting into the nitty-gritty of the loneliness piece of it. If you want to, I will post the Forbes article. Actually, I posted the Forbes article earlier this week, so you can check it out on this page. But the Forbes article basically says that we as entrepreneurs are more likely to feel that loneliness, and that kind of can lead to depression. So I want to talk about some things this morning that we can do that will help with that. And again, if you ever want to talk to me, please reach out. I'm happy to talk to you. We can talk about some things that you can do to help you with that. And maybe, help you work through that some. So number one, first thing that you can do is create a community. So it suggested creating an online community like a Facebook group or something like that, but we're already in a Facebook group. So I encourage you guys to use this group to connect to other entrepreneurs so that you don't feel so lonely. Maybe bounce ideas off of other people, get some feedback on maybe something that you're working with, and just know that you're not alone out there, that you do have a group that can support you in your journey. The second thing was to be very intentional about your relationships outside of work. A lot of times we go to networking events and we do different things to be out in the community, but maybe not necessarily connecting. So a lot of you that have followed me for a while, you know that I have a very strategic and intentional way that I connect with my friends, with my family. A lot of them I will schedule once a week. Well, some of them are once a week. Like I walk with a friend of mine once a week, so we can talk that way. I've got lunches scheduled once a week. I've got dinners scheduled once a week. And these are just ways that I make sure that I stay connected to my circle, my friends outside of work. That helps me stay connected and not feel so lonely. So I encourage you to do that. So that was two. Number three is obviously to get into a co-working space, because the thing is, when you're working at home and you have your own business, it gets really, really tough and you get really bogged down in being alone and doing everything alone. So if you get into a co-working space, even if you can't afford it, maybe, go to a Starbucks or whatever and just plan to work there maybe once a week or twice a week or something like that. At least it gets you out, it gets you among people. You can hear other conversations and hear what other people are doing. It's just a great way to make sure that you're getting out, you're connecting with other human beings throughout your day. So those are three things. And the fourth thing, and the thing that it actually wasn't in Forbes, but I'm going to encourage you, is to find a faith community, because a lot of times there's a great connection with your higher power, with the the infinite intelligence, if you will. And so you've got that connection, and you've also got connection to other people that sort of believe the same way. So I encourage that as well. If you have any ideas, I'd love for you to put them in the comments below. Just sort of talk to us about what you do that helps you combat that loneliness. And again, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. I'd love to be a resource for you anytime I can. And you guys have a great weekend, and get back at it next week. If you have any goals that you want to be accountable for, put them in this group. We're happy to hold you accountable for that. That's kind of what this group is for, so I want you to be able to use it just for that. So anyway, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.